Hey,
Hey, how's Brooklyn?
getting cold? How's Buffalo?
Getting colder. How are you doing?
Same as Brooklyn. You?
Same as Buffalo.
Aren't we a pair?
Always.
Look, I'm sorry about.
Oh my.
It's just
Being on tour.
beginning in the studio alone.
It's hard. I know.
Yeah,
Do you have a drink?
yes. There's a company that makes cans of mead now.
Really?
Yeah. It popped up on my Facebook feed. When you're in a metal band, weird stuff pops up on Facebook. Have you ever noticed that?
I have, but being a woman, it's more leather than lager.
Mm. And together, we make one hell of a party.
True.
What do you have?
Mm. All that was left in the van was Jägermeister.
Oh, is it cold at least?
Nope. The only thing in Buffalo that's warm, apparently.
Oh, oh, sometimes we must suffer for the ritual.
What's your mead called?
Valkyrie's choice.
I hate you. That's incredible.
You're so close to Canada. Couldn't you have gotten some terrible beer?
Between that and the warm Jaeger, there is no lesser evil.
I stopped by the bar and saw Eric the other day. He said they're bringing in a bunch of heavy porters this December.
I miss Brooklyn.
I know you do. But this is the Viking life we chose.
And speaking of that,
Oh,
west over water I fared.
bearing poetry's waves to the shore of the war god's heart.
My course was set. I ask only to be heard.
A song of my own devising.
What? It's disgusting.
It's not about the taste, it's about the ritual.
Easy for you to say. You're drinking mead.
Such are the rewards of Valhalla.
Have you been keeping your therapy appointments?
Yes. Have you?
Yeah. When we're on the road, we schedule rest stop breaks around the appointments. The guys have been pretty good about it. I cry for the first 10 minutes of my appointments because I'm in the van and it smells and I'm tired and I miss you and I'm worried.
Don't be worried.
You say that, but
I know. I know.
I'll be home soon.
The lights have started to go up in the neighborhood.
Christmas lights go up earlier and earlier every year.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's nice.
How's the album coming?
I took apart the mixing board.
You what?
10 channels were unusable. And so we were loading too many guitars and effects onto the remaining channels, and that's just going to fuck them up. And then where are we going to be?
Can't you just finish the record and deal with it after?
No. It's not right, okay? You just can't keep forcing things through connections that can't handle it. You can't make something weak and then expect it to bear a larger burden. You can't. It's got to all function, or else it all falls apart.
It really doesn't have to. It doesn't have to fall apart.
I fix what I can fix, Rebecca.
And what about what you can't fix?
Ever that thing? All of those things? I just feel ashamed.
There's no shame in broken things.
Did I ever tell you my first memory as a child?
No.
I think I was 3. It was Christmas morning, and I had gotten, I guess they were little NASA toys. It was like a tiny space shuttle and a tiny lunar module. Just cheap little plastic toys that came in little plastic bubbles on a piece of cardboard. Like something you buy at a pharmacy. Anyway, I remember playing with one and dropping it on the floor. And I went to pick it up and I accidentally stepped on it and I broke it. And I remember my father looking at me like he wanted to kill me. First memory of my father's face. And it was contorted with rage. There's a lot of shame in broken things.
Not as an adult. Not in our house.
Every house I have ever lived in has been haunted. And when you're not here with me, the ghosts manifest more. The dark corners are darker. There's a certain presence that asserts itself.
When I'm on tour, it's the absence that I feel most. The guys are great and they're my friends and they're fun, but days will go by and I'll realize I haven't spoken. Nothing more than good morning. I need to stop and pee. Can we get burgers for lunch? When I would go to friends' houses as a kid, I couldn't believe their families talked at the dinner table. Couldn't believe they liked each other and they hadn't given up on each other. When I'm with you and our friends in Brooklyn, that's my home. It's where I'm happy and connected and I don't ever shut the fuck up. But when I leave, I can't carry that feeling on the road. It's my old silent house that I take with me.
So why tour it all then?
Why'd you choose that particular bit of Viking poetry as our toast?
I like the sentiment. It's about bringing poetry to distant lands. I think it's good for us to say when you're traveling.
My course was set. I ask only to be heard. A song of my own devising.
I like it.
So do I. You know what the only real difference between you and I is?
You don't relentlessly take things apart just so you can try to put them back together again.
No. It's that you only want your song to be heard. I want mine to be sung. And in that small difference is an entire world, just that tiny difference. That's where communication is, it's where connection is. I've got my silent house with me in the van, in the hotel. But at the venue, I scream from the stage and I hear that scream returned from the floor, and that makes everything else worth it. You need to tour, is what I'm saying.
I'm not really good on the road.
No one is good on the road. If I'm not crying, I'm silent, except for that 45 minutes on stage. That's when there's no room for silence or ghosts. You just keep working on the new album and re-recording tracks, tearing the whole board apart, rebuilding it, finding any excuse not to play live, not to connect. It's not good. You haven't even played a local show in years.
Did you ever take toys apart when you were as a kid?
Once or twice. I swapped heads on Barbie dolls a lot.
No. I mean, like, really getting in there with a screwdriver? Like, seriously dismantling your toys? On Christmas Day, I'd be sitting on the living room floor in the middle of all this shredded wrapping paper and empty boxes, and the next day, I'd be sitting on the floor of my bedroom, hidden away from my parents, surrounded by the absolute wreckage of these new toys. Radio-controlled trucks dismantled, action figure limbs everywhere, slowly examining and rebuilding them. When I got older, I learned that it's something that kids do to feel safe. They get at the back of things, peel paper from walls, pry up boards, dismantle toys. Because if they can see every part of something, see all the way through it, it's not a threat. I take things apart to feel safe. And if I can't put it back together again, I don't feel safe.
You're safe. We're safe. You don't have to test us. You don't have to take us apart.
I'm really sorry about that fight.
It's okay.
It was hurtful.
Yes, it was, but it's okay now.
I was in a bad place.
I know. Everything is back together. All screws are tightened. No leftover parts.
I still don't know about going on tour.
You have a degree in music theory. You have an engineering certificate. You've built and rebuilt your studio. You've produced all of our friends' bands. When's it going to be enough? You've taken music apart, Doug. You know how it works. You've been all the way through to the back of it, and it's safe. And what's more, it's something we both love, but it's something we really don't share. You're at home, I'm on tour. That's how it always is, and it's hard for me. I'd cry less if we were together. I wouldn't be so silent, and you wouldn't be sitting in the middle of our living room surrounded by the ruins of an old mixing board and broken toys if we were in a van together.
Okay? What do you suggest we do?
I've always been a fan of starting small. I know you think you married a bold gestures kind of girl, but I think we booked some shows in Brooklyn, maybe Asbury, nothing too far. And we do a kind of Christmas doom thing. Just like you and me, guitar and drums, slow, down-tuned Christmas thing.
Do you have any songs?
I have some ideas. Raise your glass. The winter has stripped me bare, yet I'll not shiver or grow cold. Though far from each other we are, I hear your voice across the world. I lift my voice to rise and join it, to fill the air and pierce the dark, to warm me like no fire lit since life's first immortal spark.
Is that a Viking poem?
It is, if I'm your Valkyrie.
Always.
And you'll save me some of that mead?
Of course.
And you'll put the mixing board back together? We have some songs we need to write.
I promise.
You know, a Valkyrie's job is to choose who lives and dies, right? I choose that you live, okay? I choose that we both live. And what's more important, I choose that we have a life together, always.
I love you.
I love you too, whole or in pieces, however I find you.